Hello, Master Numerologist Andre Alvin Moore, and today I come to you with a heavy heart. We have our brother, Kobe Bryant, has made his transition at the tender age of 41. And I've been struggling with the notion of should I take a look at his numbers or shouldn't I take a look at his numbers? I'm vacillating back and forth. But Kobe Bryant's spirit is so strong. It is as though he's urging me, do it, do it, do it. I said, okay. I'll take a look at him. And so this is like a quick look at Kobe Bryant's transitional numbers. Now, when a soul enters into the world through birth, that is called its point of entry. When a soul leaves the earth at death, that is known as its exit point. So you come in, you're entering. You leave, that's an exit. Okay? Now, entry points contain three potential phases in a soul's journey. They are called its date of birth, date, and year, which is your birth cycles. There's three phrases. You have three opportunities to work on why you incarnated. Okay? So there are entry points, also called your birth cycles, and that's the day that you're born on, the year that you're born on, and the month. Now, these three phases act in concert with each other, which constitutes a soul's destiny. So you add the three birth cycles together, or you add the three entry points together, and boom, that's your destiny. Okay, your destiny is the overall journey. Your entry points or your birth cycles are your like stops along the way. Okay? It's the thing that a soul signs up to do before it enters into a physical encasement, called a body. So before you enter, you map these things out. Okay? Based on your karma from previous incarnation, you tap out what it is that you want to try to accomplish in this incarnation. Okay, so you choose the region that you're going to be born in, the time that you're going to be born, the day, the month, and the year, because it's all of significance to help you to propel yourself along your path so that you can become have a greater understanding of what you are. Okay. Now, but there is no guarantee that a soul will accomplish its objective due to a variety of reasons, such as its social influences. So, when you're on the other side, you're not really up against the physical reality, and so you make these big plans, and then you incarnate, and you move into this denser reality, and you find out that it's not as easy as you thought it was going to be when you was on the other side, right? And so a lot of times people don't live up to their potentiality. They get caught up and they get turned around, and sometimes they just hit and miss. Okay. Now an exit point is the day, the month, and the year, and the age that a soul makes its transition. And these points reveals insights about the soul's truth, what it held in its inner space. Now, sometimes the entry points and the exit points harmonizes, and sometimes they don't. But these points offer us a view of the inner workings of that soul's journey. So, you come in with an objective, life beats you around, right? And you may find yourself, not hitting your mark. But the day that you leave, the month that you leave, the age that you leave on, and the year that you leave on, it's like a summary of what you was actually able to accomplish. It also offers information about what was truly going on within your inner space. Okay? Now, Let's get to it. Now, the basketball legend Kobe Bryant was born on the 23rd of August in the year 1978. So his entry numbers are going to be 8, 5, and 7. He has a master destiny number of 11, derived from adding his 3 entry points or his birth cycle. So 1978 plus 23 plus 8 equals 2009, and 2 plus 9 gives him his master destiny of 11, which is the illuminator, the light barrier. Okay? So, once again, the entry numbers are 857. 8 for August. He was born on the 23rd, so 2 plus 3 is 5. In the year 1978, which is a 25 energy that breaks down to the number 7. So he's a very highly spiritual soul. A lot of times, great souls, they come in, they do what they got to do, and then they bounce out. Okay? Now, Kobe Bryant's exit numbers are 184. He left on the month of January, which is the first month in our calendar year, on the 26th, which is a 8 energy, because 2 plus 6 is 8. So he came in August on an 8, and he left on an 8. But the difference between the August 8 and the 26-8 is that the 26-8 has 2 sub-elements, which is the 2 and the 6, which makes the 8 energy very soft. Whereas the 8 energy by itself is a very hardcore energy, a very pure energy, a very materialistic type of energy. A 2-6-8 energy is going to still have those attributes, but it won't be as intense. It will have other objectives, such as the 6 energy deals with love and family and children, and the 2 energy deals with a cooperative spirit. So that's the basic difference between a 2-6-8 and a pure 8 energy, but they're both are 8 energies, and they both rules success. Okay, so his exit numbers is 184. Okay, the 1 comes from January. The 8 comes from the day that he left. 2 plus 6 is 8, and the 4 comes from the year. 2020 is a 4 energy, right? And when you add those 3 numbers together, you get the departure number of number 4, derived from adding the 3 exit numbers together. So 1 plus 26 plus 2020 equals 2047, and when you break that down, you get 13, and you break that down even further, you get 4. And he died at the age of 41, which is a 5 age departure. 4 plus 1 equals 5. Now let's take another look at the entry numbers. Remember, 857, August the 23rd, 1978. 857. Number 8 is derived from the month of his birth, which is August, which is the 8th month of our calendar year. Number 5 is derived from his birthday. He's born on the 23rd, so 2 plus 3 is 5. And the number 7 derived from adding his birth year, 1978. So 1 plus 9 is 10, 10 plus 7 is 17, 17 plus 8 is 25, and 2 plus 5 equals 7. So his entries numbers 857. Now, so number 8 rules power and wealth, in which Kobe accomplished both. So he was on point on that aspect. He came in to be powerful. He came in to be wealthy. He came in to be successful. He accomplished that. Now, number 5 rules the air. As a professional basketball player, Kobe spent decades flying, because you got to fly in an airplane to go from city to city, right? So he was pulling on that aspect, the 5 energy. He traveled a lot, right? And he enjoyed being in the air, and the 5 rules air. So he's on point there. Okay, let's move through the 3rd entry point. Number 7 now is the mystic. Now that is the number in which might have been hidden from the public, because the mystic is someone that focus. It's more like a 7 energy is an energy that may come across as a person that's kind of aloof. Like, I'm not really interested in what's really going on here, right? Because I got my sights, focus on a higher plane of consciousness and awareness. So the seven energy sometimes may just seem withdrawn and aloof, not because he's ignoring you. It's just the focus is on God or the goddess energy on a higher on a higher level. Okay? And see, he was born in the seventh decade as well. He was born in 1978. Now, so to the public or to the world, they may not have really witnessed that mysticism. But I'm quite sure those people that's close to him, like his family and his closest friends, they probably was able to really see just how deep spiritually Kobe was. But to us, the public, it probably was kept hidden because the seven energy is the energy that's withdrawn. Okay, so now the master number 11. When you add his three entry numbers together, you get this high vibrational energy that deals with illumination and light and reflection and energy and heat and fire. But it's also a very cooperative number when you drop it down into its lower dimension, like 1 and 1 is 2. You drop it down, and the 2 energy is all about, man, let me help you. Let me assist you. And of course, Kobe Bryant played a game in which he was relying on other people. Basketball is a team sport. It's not a solo sport like golf or even maybe tennis, where you pretty much can, control the set of the game by your individual skill set. But the two energy is a cooperative energy. So in order to win a championship, you're going to need cooperations from the other four players that's playing with you. So he was on point there. But once again, the 11 energy is a high vibrational energy. And unless you knew the man personally or was in his inner circle, you may not have been able to recognize that trait in him. But that 7 energy that comes from his third entry point from 1978 being a 7 energy harmonizes very well with that master energy of number 11, which gives an additional insights, additional information, just that this soul was highly evolved. Okay? So, he was on point in his destiny. Point achieved. Now, let's look at the numbers, his exit point numbers, the numbers that he decided to leave on, the 1, the 8, and the 4, and the number that he chose to leave on pertaining to his age, which was the number 5. Now, number 1 is derived from January, which is the first month of our calendar year. The nature of number 1 is to reach for the stars. It's a high achiever that works to become, number 1. Kobe achieved great success as a top basketball superstar. Some rank him as high as Michael Jordan. Kobe was also excelling as a number 1 dad and husband, as well as achieving success in his business career after basketball. He won an Oscar for a short film he was associated with, and he was writing books and helping, other people, other students to achieve their dreams as well. So on this point, he achieved number 1. No doubt. A lot of people saying he's at the top of his game. Number 1. Up there with Michael Jordan, right? High achievement. So he was a point there. Now, let's take a look at the second exit point. Number 8. Derived from the day of his departure. The 26. 2 plus 6 is 8. This consists of 2 sub-elements, number 2 and 6. This softens the hard 8 vibrations, unlike his first entry point, number 8. That's pure hardcore in its approach. So, he didn't give up his wealth. He didn't give up his money, but he gave up his approach. You understand? It was like the 2, 6, 8 energy wasn't so much focused on achieving the wealth because he's already done that. Now his focus is on how I can be of assistance to other people. Become a better father. The 6 energy is about fatherhood. The 2 energy is about helping other people. So it's a softer 8. But even though it was a softer 8, he's still gonna find success at whatever he decides that he's going to do, and he left on an 8. Now, I don't want to go too deep because I don't want to lose you, and I know this video is getting kind of long, but I want to pay tribute to my brother correctly. Now, if you look at his first entry point, which is an 8, and then take a look at his exit point, his second exit point, the 26 energy, what he left on, which is another 8. When you drop those two 8s together, you get the 16. You come back to that energy of the number 7. That's really reinforcing his high understanding of spirituality and why he was here to do. He knew why he was here. In other words, he was an awakened soul. Okay? And he didn't waste his time. He got right to business to do what he know he needed to do, and he put full force into it so he can accomplish that at an early age. Okay? Now, let's take a look at the third exit point. Number 4 is derived from the year of his departure, 2020. 2 plus 2 is 4. But I sense that Kobe wasn't vibrating in the lower realms of the number 4, but in the higher aspect of the master number 22 that appears when you drop those double zeros. Now, 22 fits like a glove when taking into account that his third entry number is 7. He was born in 1978, and it harmonizes well with his master destiny of number 11. And spiritually speaking, he was above the earth. He was above the earth plane before his helicopter fell from the sky. That's strong symbolism there because he was off the ground. He was levitating. He was high up. That means a high evolved soul, spiritually speaking. Now, let's move on. But if you're going to break the master number 22 down to its lower aspects, number 4, that played a very important role in Kobe's life as well. For example, the number 4 played an essential role in his life. Kobe had 4 children. Check. His daughter, I believe her name is pronounced Guyana, who died along with him, was 13. 1 plus 3, 4. Kobe died in his 4th decade, and he wore jersey number 24, which consists of 2 sub-elements, number 2 and the number 4. His departure number is 4 as well. When you add his 3 entry numbers together, the 1, the 8, and the 4 brings you back to another 4, which those double 4s make a 44, which is another indicator of his highly evolved status as a soul. The number on the side of his helicopter was 76. 7 plus 6 is 13, and 1 plus 3 is 4. And Kobe attended the Philadelphia 76ers game the night before, or whenever they played. He was there to see LeBron James pass to break his record. So that number is significant as well. But it also validates how the number 4 has a strong association with him in his life. Okay? And his first name contains 4 letters. Boom. Okay, now, number 5 played a vital role in Kobe's life as well. Now, I personally sense that it was on this 5th level where he might have been challenged the most. But I'm not going to get into that because this is not the right time or place for it. But I will say this, that he won 5 championships. He was born on the 23rd. 2 plus 3 equals 5. His favorite choice of travel was by helicopter. Now, the word helicopter vibrates to the number 57, which contains 2 sub-elements, the number 5 and the number 7, which are his second and third entry points. Remember now, he was born on the 23rd, which is a 5, and he was born in 1978, which is a 7 energy. So 5, 7. Fits in very nicely with his second and third entry numbers. Okay, his name Kobe vibrates to 15, the 1 and the 5, the 2 sub-elements. Now, and he died at 41. 4 plus 1 is 5. Now, if you add, he was with the Lakers for 20 years, and he wore 2 numbers, the 8 and the 24. But when you add those 2 numbers together, you're going to get 32, which reverses the day that he was born on. Okay, now, If you combine his daughter's age of 13 when she left the plane with his age of 41, you're going to get 54. Reduced down to the number 9, which is the number of completion. But that 5-4 energy of that combination shows you just how important the air was to him and his discipline was to him. The 5-4 combination. Okay, now this next part I'm going to have to show you visually what I'm talking about because I may lose you. But hang with me for a moment. Now, if you spread out Colby's entry numbers horizontally, its pattern is 8, 5, 7. And if you place his exit numbers right below his entry numbers, the 8 with the 1, 8, 4, and then you add them together, you're going to get the 1 and the 8 is going to spell completion. And there was the 9, the 1 and the 8 is 9, which spells completion. You have fulfilled your mission. But there was also 9 passengers on board, okay, that made their transition. If you add the 5 and the 8 together, you're going to get 13, which is the number of his daughter's age when she made her transition. And if you add the 7 and the 4 together, you're going to get the master number of 11, which is Kobe Bryant's destiny number. Now, Kobe's destiny number 11, if reduced, vibrates to the number 2. His departure number is 4. Of course, you put them together, you get 24, which is the number of his jersey that he wore in the later parts of his career. And of course, we all know that both of his Lakers jersey numbers, number 8 and number 24, has been retired. Now, helicopters are called a bird. And Kobe is free as the wind, taking flight with angels, soaring higher than ever before. Rest in peace, my dear brother. Now, let me show you visually what I'm talking about so you maybe get a better understanding of that last part of that analysis. So this right here is Kobe Bryant's entry points, exit points, destiny number, and departure number. Okay, so you see where I said the entry points, he's August the 23rd, 1978. Added together, 2009, 2 plus 9 equals 11, 11, 2, master destiny of 11. And I broke it down for you. That second line, 8, 5, 25, that 5 comes from 2 plus 2 equals 5. 1978 is a 25 energy, so I got to go down to the third line, 8, 5, 7. But as you can see, you got, go back to the second line, the 8, 5, 25. You see those 2 5s there? That is an indicator of a man that longed to be free. Now, let's look at the exit points. 1, 26, 20, 20. Okay, you combine that together, you get 2047. 1 plus 3 equals 4. That was his departure number. Okay, so the exit points is 1, 8, 4. Okay, now let's add them together. The 857, the entry numbers, and the 184, the exit points. The 8 and the 1 makes the 9. There was 9 people who made their transition. The 5 and the 8 is the 13. Number 13 is the age of his daughter. And then the 7 and 4, number 11, was Kobe's destiny number. And then when you add his daughter's age with his age, you're going to get 54, which is the 9 energy, the number of completion. But that 5-4 pattern, you see right at that bottom line, also illustrates how important the 5 energy and the 4 energy. Now, I'm gonna get up out of here, but that 6 energy also was coming into more focus in his life. But I'm, like I said, I'm not gonna. This is just a quick analysis. I'm not gonna go, no more deeper than that. But one of the reasons why I said that six energy wasn't as dominant as that 5-4, but it was around, no doubt about that. Like for example, there was 6 women that was on a helicopter, 6 females. Okay. That was on a helicopter, and so that was a 6-3 ratio, 3 men, 6 ladies. But I'm not gonna go into that right now. It's getting to be the 25-minute mark, and I know you guys may start, twisting and turning in your seats, because I know our attention spans is not that, we're not that focused to maintain our attention span for a very long time. So I try to keep them under 10 minutes, um, but I had to devote, I had to do it right. I had to devote the time to it, to break it down, to let you know that Kobe Bryant is a very highly evolved soul, and that he wanted to get up out of here as soon as possible. If for those that has been following my readings, the five energy likes to go through things real fast. So he came in, did his thing, and bounced out at 41. But a lot of great souls check out. Like Jesus checked out at 33. A lot of great souls check out at 33. If you know what you're doing, because they understand that, this is not the end all to all. They understand that life, just don't consist on a physical plane. They understand all of that. We don't understand that. And so that's why we get so caught up into the attachment of the physical plane. But they have a higher understanding, higher knowledge. And so, you know and the way he left, the fire, the 11 energy, illumination, reflection. And so people now has been reflecting, meaning that they understanding that, you can be here today or gone tomorrow. So a lot of people are saying, well, you know what, I've been holding on to all this negative energy, or I've been, like, not talking to my mother or my friends, and I've been, keeping up beef. People now have been saying, look, you know what, I'm gonna call these people, I'm gonna apologize, I'm gonna forgive them, and I'm gonna get on with my life. So he had a very strong impact. It was very theatrical. It was like, take a good look. Really, what he was saying is that we need to take a good look at ourselves. That's what the whole fire was about. It was a reflection, an illumination. It was theatrical. It made a boom. It made a big sound, like a clarion call, like trumpet, like Gabriel blowing that trumpet. Guys, wake up. And I believe a lot of us did wake up. Okay, then, so I know I promised you guys the next video was going to be on power. I'm still working on power, but I had to jump in right quick and share this information with you, because I was feeling Kobe's energy very intensely, as though he was saying, do it, do it, do it. So I've done it. So to the next video, peace.